we're done.
Let's call to order tonight's city council meeting. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. So, not seeing anyone. Matt, would you mind doing the invocation for me?
No, yes, it will.
Okay, would you all join us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance immediately following?
Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing tonight over this meeting and help guide us to make good decisions tonight that'll benefit the citizens of Casa Grande. We thank you for having these rights that are granted to us in a free country and the people that protect that for us. We ask that you watch over all the people serving our military here and abroad, and also our first responders, police and fire, that keep all of our people safe. We also ask the blessings upon our city and all cities of this nation and the world to help us be peaceful, good citizens of this world and make good choices to help everyone we can. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They moved the flag. They moved the flag.
Whoa.
Where'd it go?
Backed into each other.
All right. Gloria, please let the roll call show that all are present.
Regarding the minutes, Mayor, I move that we approve the City Council regular meeting minutes from February 4th, and that we accept for the record the Arts and Humanities Commission minutes from January 9th, the Airport Advisory Board minutes from October 23rd of last year, the Park and Rec Advisory Board meeting from January 10th of this year, and accept everything as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Claims against the city?
Mayor McFarland, I move to accept and pay the claims dated January 30th to February 12th, 2019 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the claims. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed. There needs to be a correction on the claims for January 30th through February 12th. We actually have January 16th through the 29th in our packet.
Yeah, we got the new packet.
We got yeah.
So do we need,
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, as Mayor Pro Tem McBride is pointing out, the file for the claims that was originally attached was incorrect. There was another file that was sent out today, and so the agenda is correct and can be voted on, but obviously if the council has any concerns, we can certainly postpone till the next meeting.
Okay. So,
Yeah, because I said the date, not.
yes.
okay, thank you, Matt.
Okay, so it's been approved. All right, we'll move to our meeting agenda approval, and I think we have a comment from Mr. Raines.
Yes, members, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, just as a point of notice, particularly if there's anybody here this evening that is in attendance for the Tierra Palmas PAD amendment that the mayor and council held the public hearing on last meeting. If you recall, the mayor and council tabled that item specifically to this particular meeting due to some technical issues that staff discovered, as well as dialogue that is going on with the property owner as well as the homeowners. This particular item is going to work its way back through the Planning and Zoning Commission, and it's my understanding that at this point it's on a timetable that would put that on the March meeting to Planning and Zoning, and so there will not be a public hearing. That item was not. That item will not be considered tonight. It was not on the agenda, but I'm simply letting everyone know because of the specific dialogue and the way that the mayor and council tabled it at the last meeting.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Any other change? No other change. Anybody else have any changes or corrections? Okay, seeing none, then I'll take a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I so move. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, we'll move to item G, which is consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion and one roll call vote of the council. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or member of the public so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Anybody have anything you want to remove? Okay, seeing none, then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Gloria, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbon.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Whitson.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McBride.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next item is item H, which is our public comment section. We have one speaker card, Mr. Redwine. And I want to remind anybody who comes up to speak, please try and keep your comments to 3 minutes and state your name and your address, please, for our records.
Thank you, Mayor McFarland. I'm Peter Redwine, 1940 North Hubbard Lane, Casa Grande, Arizona, 85122. I just wanted to provide a quick update to the council and the mayor that we are continuing to move forward with opening Throwback Family Fun Center. We are still in tentative negotiations for the lease, so I can't really say anything publicly about that, but we are making significant progress. We are still in the funding stage. We have our SEC registered stock offer under registration crowdfunding. And so we just are in the process of selling 250 shares to build the equity account, and we'll move forward with funding from there. So we have another open house coming up next Thursday, the 28th, over at Limitless Events at the Promenade. It used to be the Hallmark store space, so it's right in between Beal's Outlet and America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses. It's open to the public, and we will have all the details there about where we're going. I can tell you that we're going to have 20 to 24 lanes of bowling, about an 8,700 square foot maple floored roller skating rink, laser tag arena, redemption arcade, party rooms, ropes course, and climbing wall is all part of our plan right now. So this will be something unlike this part of the county has ever seen, and it's something that a town of 55,000 people really needs. So we're excited for it. The 68,000 people who live south and east of here and northeast of here, the feedback we're getting is bring it. So we just need to build a consensus of finance, and we'll move forward from there. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Peter.
The time of your open house?
28th, next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at Suite 119.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
All right.
Oh, there's one
Any,
more.
any other? Yes, sir, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All hope you had a fine President's Day yesterday. My name is John Cainrath. I reside at 1255 Avenida Isabella. And I'm complaining about the code enforcement in that area. At 1249 Avenida Isabella, west side of my house, there's a trailer park there full of junk. It's unsafe, it's unsanitary, and it's just a plain hazard. And I notified Mr. Palmer about it, and I talked to him on the phone. I sent pictures to his 311 website there, and I had no response. I called him on the phone, and I asked him if he would like to have that parked next to his house, and he said, probably not. And probably not me either, because there was a problem last year. There was a fire right in that area. There was a camper trailer parked there, which I don't think should have been parked there. And I called Mr. Palmer on that, and I told him it was a fire hazard. And what do you know, about 2 weeks later, that thing caught blaze. I got a 1963 Chevy Impala next door, right next to it, in a carport, and almost took it out. So I got some pictures here. If you would like to see them, you can keep them. I got $30 worth of ink here.
Why don't you do me a favor and give them to...
Huh?
Give them to Mr. Raines, and then he'll make copies and distribute them to.
Oh, you can keep them. I don't need them back, but they can go each way with it. There's weeds in the front. I'm not too concerned about that because they ain't that bad yet, but you can see the junk on the trailer. There's tires, garbage, and everything else. I posted it in 4 websites: Twitter, Facebook, your 311 website, and Pert Road next door. And I'm getting a lot of comments in my favor on that Pert Road website. They want to know what the outcome is going to be on that. So I hope you can make a decision on it and take some action on it. Me and my wife would appreciate it.
Well, thank you, sir, for bringing it to our attention, and I can guarantee that someone will follow up. We can't discuss it tonight because it's not an agendized item, but we can give staff direction to make sure they follow up.
Right.
And I'm most disturbed about the 311 not being responded to because that's supposed to be part of the program. So could you check into that, Larry, please? We'll check into that too.
Thank you very
Okay?
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak to council tonight? This is your opportunity. All right, seeing none, then I'm going to close the floor, and we'll move to item K1, a resolution 5159.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Staff is recommending the City Council approve the definitions of memberships for the Community Recreation Center and authorize the add-on fee of $5 to certain memberships. As you know, we've brought this forward several times over the last few weeks as we've worked on our rates for the Community Recreation Center. We've further defined the membership definitions, and I don't have a very technical presentation for you today, but I will read off the membership definitions. I've got the rates if anybody has questions on those, and our initial membership benefits also. But our membership definitions are as follows. A youth would be an individual between the ages of 8 and 17. Children aged 7 and under must be accompanied by a paid adult. An adult is an individual between the ages of 18 and 49. A couple is an individual at least age 13 and one other person living in the same household. Additional individuals residing at the same household may be added to the couple membership at an additional fee of $5 per month per person. A senior is individual age 50 and above. A senior couple is an individual 50 and above and one other person living in the same household. Again, additional individuals can be added on for the $5 per month per person. A family is up to 2 adults and any of their dependent children under 18 living in the same household. Dependent children shall also include foreign exchange students, foster children living in the same household, as well as children 18 and over who are enrolled in high school or college living in the same household, or in college who claim the household as their primary residence. Non-dependents living in the same household may be added to the family membership for an additional $5 per month per person. As we have said before, the whole idea is to try to be as inclusive as we can with our memberships. So as we understand, there's many different issues of family and couple, and we want to try to make this recreation center great for the whole community. So with that, I would stand for questions.
I just want to you and your staff on doing a real good job after leaving here with some questions as to what a family was. So, and I think you guys have done it right. So
Looks good.
yeah, it looks really good. Does anybody else have any questions for
I had the
Steve?
same feeling that it was very inclusive. I like the idea of the foster children, and I didn't think of foreign exchange students. That's a good one.
Afterwards.
Good, we're good.
Okay. Sorry, Peter, it's not an open meeting. Or I would let you. Or can I anyway? Can he say something?
Yeah, he can.
Can I allow Mr. Redwine to say something?
You always have the option as the mayor to allow people to speak even when it's not a public.
On this, but it's on this subject.
Go for it.
Is it on this subject? Okay.
I pointed at Mary because I was going to say what she said, is that as a former foster parent and current adoptive parent, the inclusion of foster parents is phenomenal to me, and that's very forward-looking. And foster parents have enough challenges without trying to get kids that are in and out of their house. A lot of foster parents have, 8, 10, 12 kids a year through their house, and to have to go through a process every time they have one would be such a headache. So I just wanted to say thank you for including that.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Good evening, John McGuire, 941 East Penny Lane. You have one item. You can deal with me for 2 seconds.
Is it on this subject?
Yes, it is on this subject. I just want to say as well, reiterate what everybody in the council is saying tonight. All of my feedback that I've gotten from this after we discussed the definitions of these families and what's included and what is senior, et cetera, extremely positive, extremely inclusive. Very happy to see that we're going to have this broad of definitions for it. And hopefully the other issue that we discussed at the last meeting will become an issue that we need to figure out because we have an overcrowding problem. And we'll have to figure out how to deal with that.
Oh, that's a problem.
Then, and that'll be a good problem to have. But the definitions were great, and I think you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay, since I let everybody else speak, does anybody else want to say anything? Okay. All right, good. Well, that's it.
Resolution.
We have to do
We
anything?
need to vote on
Oh,
it.
sorry. We
vote.
got to vote, don't we?
Gotta vote. Don't
ready to
get too
go?
anxious, yes.
I was ready to, all right,
You want another piece of pizza, huh?
that's it. Can I get a resolution number, please, Gloria?
Resolution number 5159, a resolution of
Ahead
the
of
council
myself.
of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, approving the definitions of memberships for the Community Recreation Center, authorizing amendment of the consolidated fee schedule to include an add-on fee to be included in the community center rate, and providing for the severability of the various sections of this resolution.
Mayor McFarland, I move approval of resolution number 5159 as it's presented.
Second.
And I just want to make a comment. I got so ahead of myself that CG Chat actually might have been appreciative of that last one. I just forgot about the resolution. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Herman.
Yes.
Councilmember Cortson.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McBride.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, the last thing on the agenda is reports, so I'm going to actually start with you, Mr. Powell. You can go
Okay.
first.
I would like to just bring everybody up to speed on what's going on at the rodeo grounds right now, other than cold weather and rain. But we started off with the Odom Tosh on Saturday and Sunday of this last weekend, and we had an exceptional crowd compared to what we've done before. I think that new cover did a lot of good, and getting a lot of compliments from the people on it. Monday, which was a holiday, they had a roping out there. It started off wet, but it got done. It turned out really well. And tomorrow they start the survey roping, which is like, for ropers, it's like the Open in golf, to go watch the very best in the country play. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have the Canadian roping scheduled, but it's supposed to be 40-mile-an-hour winds and rain. So whether that'll come to fruition or not, I don't know. We're going to have to hope. We're lucky. The 2 days of the survey were supposed to be decent weather, and then the weekend of the ranch rodeo hopefully will be decent weather. But I just wanted to say, Donna, and I know Jim Rhodes' celebration of life was really, really impressive, and you were there, absolutely. And I was surprised at some of the music, and I didn't really know that she could sing as well as she does, but she did a great job, and and Jim would have been very proud and happy. We had a Chamber Biz Outlook focus on Lucid at Ropes and Ranch, and 1, 2, 3 were there, and you were there, weren't you, Bob?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to hear where they are and how enthused they are, and how they're talking about trying to get some cars off the out of the companies. And the question was asked, are you going to have engineers and those type of people here? Or he said, no, this is basically where we're going to build and build the cars and distribute them. And so that really sounded favorable. One of the things that I think that we need to look at is, and I know it's been problematic for code enforcement and whatever, is on-street parking. And I think we need to go back and revisit, and I'm not trying to refer at all to anything that's been said, but I think it'd be a good idea to revisit that at some point. And that does it.
Donna?
I got a bad look from the... I'm turning it over to you, Mayor.
Oh, great. And Mr. Powell, I know that you worked very hard on the Odom Tosh, and it was great to be in the parade. So thank you for, and I know Larry does a lot of work on that too. So I thought we had a really good crowd Saturday, and it was really nice to see so many people out. I also wanted to say, we talk about partnerships all the time and how we want to have different folks with partnerships. And I was able to attend the community partners with the Lions Club, Daybreak Rotary, and Black Box Foundation. They combined 3 events into one, which was a really smart idea. It was very affordable. There was a lot of people out there. They had a good time. So hats off to them for being creative. We have Ironwood Leadership Day and Toya Leadership Day coming up. And also next week, the elementary school district is going to be hosting the Court of Appeals down here. And so we have students that are actively going to be able to be involved with those judges coming down to Casa Grande the second time this school year, because what we did at the high school was so successful. So I'm really excited that they're bringing the mock trial teams and stuff over to meet the Court of Appeals. So that's hats off to our school district. Kind of goes along with our study session about the kids knowing that there are good things happening here. So, and that's it.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, so a lot going on. I guess I can say there was at least 4 on the fire truck and the parade. Had a good time, beautiful day. But the crowds, I can talk about the crowds. No one talked about that. Was great down the parade route. It was a lot of fun, and the new rodeo stands were absolutely full on Saturday. So it was neat to see.
Pretty cool.
I have been noticing around town. I think Steve, part of your thing is the re-landscaping of some city buildings and stuff with some more. Rock? Decorative gravel, not rock, Mayor. Decorative gravel. But it looks really good. It's saving water because some of the grass in those areas was never going to come back because of the trees, but it looks a lot nicer. There's got a few weeds now, but I know we're working on that. But everyone has weeds, so everyone take care of your weed problem. It's a never-ending battle with all this rain. This Saturday is the plein air event where people are going to be painting around town. And there will be a lot of students involved in that as well, thanks to a grant from the Arts and Humanities Commission. So they provide them with canvas paints and all kinds of stuff so students can participate at no cost and just have a nice day. And then Saturday night is the night at the museum. I don't think it's called that this year. Night for the museum this year. It's at the property, and that is a Roaring Twenties theme. So that's on Saturday night. And I guess that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Mary?
First, I want to say how impressed I was with the Youth Commission. They never, especially the new ones, the newbies, you'd never know that they were the new ones. And one of the most difficult things, I think, is for us to plan and to carry plans through, and that's what I'm seeing, that they're doing that. And also excited for the throwback. If our community needed a combination of something, this is something that we need. And I know this thing's going to be a success when it gets off the ground. And that attended Bunko, which was a sellout again for the Boys and Girls Club. I will tell you what, it is hysterical. Anybody that has not gone to Bunko, in fact, we need to do this twice a year, needs to attend, and it goes to such a great purpose is for the Boys and Girls Club, and I've got to think that they've got to be making lots of money and that for these kids. Also, March 1st is the Cesar Chavez event and the dinner, and I hope everybody attends because it affects every one of our local students with the scholarships and that. Everybody is eligible to apply for the scholarships, and it's always a very fun and a very uplifting event, and so I always feel good about that. That's it.
I think it's been mentioned the Chamber of Commerce luncheon with Lucid Motors as a presenter. I had the opportunity to attend that and also had a meeting with Kirk McCarville of Land Advisors. And man, I'm excited. This thing's coming to fruition and coming fast. So I think we're watching something very significant develop in our community. Also, lots of fun at the Odomtosh Parade. When I got the call to ask if I wanted to ride on a fire truck in the parade, I said, heck yeah. So that was, felt like a kid on the fire truck, but it was a lot of fun, That's all.
Lisa?
I just wanted to kind of reach out to the community. There's so many times you see on CG Chat someone that found a dog or missing a dog, and a couple weeks ago, I was at the dog park and someone abandoned their dog. And I just wanted to make sure that the community knows that there is a place to take your dog. I don't think you need to go and leave it in a dog park, although I think that's a safe place because there's dog lovers in there that are going to take care of a dog. But, when, I called the chief, or very urgent matter, he did contact Julie at Animal Control, and she came right away. And, she did say that, and we need to remind the community that we have a drop-off location for dogs. So if you can't take care of your animal anymore, Animal Control has a drop-off location where they have food and water, and it's a safe place for your animal. And they do have a 92% adoption rate. So, in the past, it was a lot lower than that, maybe 36%. But I think she said she works with 5 or 6 different organizations that adopt out pets. So I just want to let the community know that there's a lot of people out there that, will take your animal. And this animal was a beautiful dog, very friendly with the other dogs. It had a collar on, so there's a good way to leave your animal, and there's a lot of people out there that are adopting. So I just wanted to let everyone know, and thanks to the chief for taking care of that for me. And then, the Cesar Chavez is next Saturday, and as far as the mayor's task force on homelessness, it's just so exciting because this is just a community-wide group. It's not costing a lot of money, it's really costing all these people's time. So we had our quarterly meeting last week, and it was just exciting to see 25, 30 people come together and report on their volunteer activities. Again, we're not talking about, financial resources, it's groups of people that are passionate about the homeless and, providing the resources. The Cara will be opening the Resource Center, a soft opening on March 4th, but they plan on having an actual ribbon cutting with all their services sometime in April. So if you guys want to stop by on March 4th, just to kind of come in, see what's going on, Cara is going to have just like a little bit of a soft opening, open house. So just thanks to all those volunteers, because there's so many people that are dedicating so much time and energy to helping the community. So that's it.
Brett's going to kill me, but Cesar Chavez Friday or Saturday?
It's next Friday.
Right, okay.
Did I say Saturday?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
March 1st.
Because I had it on Friday.
March 1st, yes.
Sorry, Brett.
On Friday.
Mr. Powell?
I just wanted to say, when we were mentioning the parade, I went through with Joker Jones, who was the Grand Marshal for Odomtosh. I rode through with him and got to the end and started back, and Gene was in his fire truck. So he said, hop in, let's go again. He likes to go through twice. So I got in the fire truck with him, and we're going along, and there's no horses, so we get to hit that siren. I mean, I was on that thing. and the fire truck behind me, they would go and then I'd go, and the people loved it, especially the kids. So we get through the whole parade route, and we pull up to the stoplight. He runs out of gas.
I told you.
So he hands me the gas deal. He said, "You need to go get some gas." So I went down to Circle K, came back with gas. Well, he had somehow got it to go a little bit further. And he said, "I don't know if we're out of gas or not, but it's running right now." So we took it back to where it began, but I just got the biggest kick out of riding through it with him.
That's funny.
He's a funny guy.
Knew it was.
All right. Well, thank you to my fellow council members for your reports, and just to add to some of the things you guys have already talked about, don't forget to go to Throwback Family Fun Center on the 28th in the Promenade Mall at 6:30.
119, Suite 119.
Suite 119?
Mm-hmm.
All right, don't forget to go there. Check it out. Couple things. We already talked about the chronic homeless program, but also the census is coming up in 2020. And the census is extremely important for the city of Casa Grande. I can't overemphasize that we have to get everybody counted, and that includes our part-time winter residents as well. If they're here for any length of time, we need to make sure they're counted. They're important to our community, and it's important that they get counted as well. And we can count them. We can even count our part-time residents from Canada in this census. This is not a voting census. This is a census to count people who use services in the city. Okay, so I want to implore everybody to make sure you get that word out. And anybody who has any questions on it, just call the city, call my office, and we'll get somebody to follow up with you. You'll be hearing a lot more about the census over the next 6 months. It actually takes place beginning March, I think it's March 23rd of 2020. That's when, and everything's going to be online, so you got to have some apparatus to get to the internet to take the survey. Right. So, I went to CAC's Night of the Stars this past Friday. It was a fundraiser for the Promise for the Future, which is another great program that we have that serves our youth and our community and our education system. You know, if you sign up in 3rd grade and I think graduate with a C average, I think you get 2 years of tuition paid for at CAC. It's an amazing, amazing gift. So also, I want to mention, we did go in the Odom Tosh Parade. That was a lot of fun, thanks to my fellow council members who were there. But also, a side note, and Matt would never say anything about this, but Erica Herman is one of 3 state finalists in art education. And so she's down to top 3, and I think March they're going to announce the winner. So good luck to Erica and your family, Matt.
Thank you.
I know Larry gave you guys some copies of these, but this is what the folder looks like. This is the new I-10 Widening Alliance and the brochure that was put together. So take a look at it, and I'll try and get more copies. I just happen to have these 2 with me, but I wanted you all to see what it actually looked like. It's a little slicker than the photocopies that Larry put in his weekly update. We had some good interviews with board and commissions tonight, 2 good candidates. We still need 1 more candidate for the Police Advisory Board, so if anybody's interested, please make sure you get with the city clerk's office and our deputy city clerk, who actually was officially deputy city clerk tonight. Congratulations to Carla. Pinal County Jobs Fair is this week on Wednesday at St. Anthony's, and that's at 10:30. So if anybody is interested in getting hooked up with a job and or finding out about jobs, then show up at the Pinal County Job Fair. Again, it's at 9 or 10:30 on Wednesday, February 20th at St. Anthony's in their community center. I had a chance this morning to talk to the Leadership Summit, which is all the junior high school kids that that get together. They do this once a year, and it's an all-day leadership skills building program. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of very sharp young people in our city, and I'm impressed every day that I get a chance to talk to them. It was a nice opportunity to give them my spiel on leadership. Talk about the 7 mindsets, 7 habits of highly successful people, as I like to espouse as much as possible. So it was really good to see them this morning, and I'm glad they went through this program. This Friday is also a Pinal Partnership Securing Our Water event that's going to be up at Gold Canyon at 7:30 on Friday the 22nd. We also have a grand opening at Powerbound Electrical, which is a new building that's out there off of Pinal. I don't know if everybody's seen. It's actually in a county island, but they're still part of the chambers, so we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting for them, and I'm excited to see their new building. We also have another ribbon cutting next Thursday, the 28th, at Dutch Bros. I expect to see you there. Dutch Bros at 5 o'clock. It's not a big place. 5 p.m. Yeah, it's not a big place, so I'm sure most everybody will be outside. Can you even go inside?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. There you go. It's perfect.
On the way, right?
It's right there. All right, and then this Sunday, support our students out at the Mission Royale. So if you get a chance, they have a whole event that goes from 2 till like 4:30 out at Mission Royale. It's SOS, or Save Our Students, and it's all done by the Mission Royale people. It's at their clubhouse in the parking lot right out there where the golf course is. So if you want to head out there, it's a great event.
Are they sold out?
No. So. Also, I'm attending the Chamber Day at the Legislature this next Wednesday, the 27th, and there's also a Career Utopia, which is put on by Achieve Pinal, which will be out in Coolidge on the 28th. And don't forget about the STEM event that's in Pert Park on the 2nd of March.
Saturday,
the 2nd of March, and that starts at 10 o'clock. And that's it. That's all I have.
What you got?
If it wasn't enough. All right, anybody else have any comments? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight.
I don't know if you